Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Machine again, and for this video that I will be dedicating Easter of 2026, I shall be talking about a lovely little movie about fluffy, cute, innocent little bunnies, because they're so sweet, gentle, kind. They wouldn't hurt a fly, would they? Would they? Yeah, this movie is, something else altogether. It's very, I'll get into it in a little bit. But let me just say that the 1978 adaptation of Richard Adams' Watership Down is a movie about bunny rabbits moving from one home to another home. And it's important to note that the rabbits in this feature are adult, I think, hares. They're wild rabbits. So I think that there's a little bit of a distinction between that wild rabbit and when they're domesticated and keep as pets. Now, this movie, like I said, came out in 1978, so a little bit before my time. And I was born in 1985. Yeah, I'm 4 years old. I'm discovering this movie now. Now, this isn't the first time I ever saw Watership Down. It was actually quite a few years ago when I first saw the whole thing, and by God, I mean by Frit. I'm glad that I saw the movie when I was an adult, because if I had seen it when I was a little kid, I wouldn't want to go near a fucking bunny again for the rest of my life. This movie is very intense and in parts, and very disturbing and creepy. Not in a good way either, not like Beetlejuice or the cartoons or the Ghostbusters stuff or whatever. This movie is genuinely disturbing, and I want to say gross, but it doesn't distinction between gross and being disturbing, because I was a kid in the 90s. So I grew up watching stuff like Rock Goes My Life, and then Ren and B, as well as Ghostbusters and other stuff like Beetlejuice. So it was just the gross, creepy, gory stuff a little bit when I was a kid. But this movie's a whole nother level. This movie it's very weird, it's very creepy, and so that when parents brought the children to see this movie, first of all, I would love to see what that would be like. Hey kids, let's go see a nice movie with a bunch of bunny rabbits. Yeah, I want to see Thumper, I want to see Roger Rabbit, I want to see Buggy Bunny. Oh boy. They must have naive little thoughts about bunny rabbits in it, because that movie was so fucked up for little kids. They should have like an age warning on it. Like, do not see this movie unless you're above a certain age, like 13 years old, because this will traumatize kids. I'm sorry. This movie will traumatize any kid that watches it. And it's very it's pretty violent for a kid movie, for an adult, for an anime movie. beyond poets. What's a good example of this? Like Cowboy Bebop, or say like maybe when the mother gets shot, I read good enough, and it's very no, let me just get the movie. But for this movie is something else. And yes, I will put the description. I will put the movie link for YouTube in the description below, because this is a movie that you should definitely see to believe how weird and best way I can describe it, disturbing. Hell, it's even more disturbing than the Exorcist movie, because it deals with cute innocent bunnies that you don't really think of as being wow. Yeah. And it's also something that I never thought I would be saying about a movie before. Two words that I would never think would go together in a sentence out of my mouth. Nazi bunnies. Yeah, I swear to Christ, this movie has Nazi bunnies in it. No, it's not any type of sexual kink or anything like that. Well, you'll see what I mean now a little bit. And if you watch the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, this is a British movie. You know, if you couldn't tell. And you could tell because later on in the movie, like around the 1/3 mark of the movie, you'll see the drivers and stuff go on the opposite side of the road as far as Americans go. So it's kind of weird in that regard. But I'm sure there are other hints that you could gather from this, that it's from England. So anyway, we see that this movie is pretty cool. And like I said, it's like a cartoon. There are two distinct styles. Number one is the opening sequence, in which they have like a Native American type art style, where they talk about the creation story about bunny rabbits and other animals that want to kill the rabbits. I swear that's what they say. They said that every animal wants to kill the rabbit. And Fred, the creative god of this universe or this world, creature, every animal could be more or less equal. But the rabbit is a cocky little son of a bitch. Like, think Bugs Bunny's like on crack cocaine, and he's very arrogant and very you can catch me and I'll show you all. I won't worship you and stuff. Well, more like Lucifer. So anyway, Fred ends up saying, I'll get you back for this. So then he uses his magical divine powers to give all kinds of other benefits to the other animals, like chopped fangs, chopped talons, claws, teeth, speed, all that other stuff. They sense of smell and hearing and all that to hunt poor rabbit. Everything in the world wants to kill rabbits. Foxes, dogs, cats, falcons. They want to kill rabbits. And it's kind of unfair for the rabbit. So we just forgive him. Fred gives but bush your tail. Why not to give more like a big bullseye on their butts. But anyway, he gives them long legs and big feet for fast running and such. He said that every animal wants you, but I will give you the gift of a big fluffy tail and long strong legs so you can run away fast. Again, I think that when Frick was making when Frick giving the gift, I mean a little sarcastic. Frick is a little bit of a prick too. So anyway, he had the primordial bunny that gives birth to all other rabbits. Somewhat similar to the Adam and Eve story. And every animal was to destroy them and eat them and whatever, whatnot. And it's true that many people would consider rabbits to be pests. In fact, one time, I remember, in the last year of my mother's life, she had a little garden outside that would naturally attend it every couple days or so. So, a few wild rabbits would come by the house and say, "Look how cute they are, look how adorable they are, look how cute they are. So innocent and free and all that. Please don't kill them. They'll be my fault. Don't kill them. Don't do anything with them. But honey, they're eating your plants. They're eating your garden. Okay, took up 5 seconds to think of kill the bastards. Shoot them. Protect my plants. That was actually real funny. But she turned on a goddamn dime. So then, in the next part of the movie, he showed the credits, and he showed he showed the guy Art Garfunkel does the art direction, which is really appropriate because he did all this beautiful watercolor paintings, and it's pretty nice too. Very detailed, but it's very static. You can tell that anything that's highly detailed or highly painted over is not gonna move. And if it does, it's gonna move very slowly and deliberately. So then you find out that Trevor is the main character of the story. He gets a weird inkling in his funny brain that bad juju's coming. He tried to warn the other guys in the warren or the den. I think it's warren for rabbits. That something bad's happening. And he tried to convince a bunch of his bunny brethren to come with him to escape that spot. Because lo and behold, there's going to be a real estate development happening in the area, and they're going to be destroyed, and he doesn't want that to happen. But the big bunny, not the bad bunny yet, that'll come later on, but the bad bunny, well, the big bunny, the cute bunny, says, we can't move now. It's the middle of mating season now. It's in the middle of May, we can't move out. So basically, he wants to stay put in his own warren to get laid. To make love with all the bunny bitches. And it reminds me of a famous quotation from Futurama. Life without text or death. Tough call. So Trevor takes a bunch of bunny brethren and they escape. And one of them involves Bigwig, which, if you don't know, has a big tuft of hair. And he's in between the big ears. I make him look like he's got a toupee on. And Bigwig. But he's like, how'd you put this? Eating closer of the wine. So he's pretty much all about defense. He knows a little bit more about defending people and defending the forces against the other evil entities. He knows about the forests and all that stuff. Now, you should tell you that I'm not 100% sure about this, but I don't know about the animals that much. About rabbits and hares and all that. And I'm pretty sure that when the guy wrote this book, didn't know that much about rabbits either, from a wild perspective. So he put like a bunch of anthropomorphic traits on these wild creatures, so that they make their own religion and they have a society that's more akin to the army or the armed forces. And being that they got Bigwig, that's more of a defender rabbit, a crusader rabbit, if you will. And that's a pretty fascinating. I don't know if they really do that in real life, but it'd be fascinating if they did that, like in which they protect those that be the female rabbits. So anyway, they end up getting out with like one female and a whole bunch. I think her name was Hazel or something. Maybe Hazel or something like that. Anyway, the names are all cute, like Trevor, Hazel, Clover, Bigwig, and that sort of thing too. So later on, you'll find out why this movie is so questionable at most, at best. So anyway, you see them embark the little adventure, and it's like a big, huge thing with to get times from the air, like go this way, go that way. That's the way to go there. Back with biblical themes about Emily and stuff, Trevor actually reminded me a little bit of Moses, guiding his people to the promised land, the tree, a big tree. In this case, it's more of a tree on a big hill that overlooks everything. Moreover, more than the tree of the knowledge of good and evil from Adam and Eve's soil. So anyway, they travel there. They meet a dog there near a river, and they have to cross the river to get to the other side. To escape the ravenous collie dog, like what last week. And we assume that the dog is going to be friendly toward other animals, but not this dog. The dog is fierce. He wants to kill them and eat them. He doesn't do that, but there's this other animal that swoops down from the sky and kills one female of the group. And it's funny because Trevor is the only one that gives a shit about the female. Everyone else like, yeah, so you should like move on. Next, next, next little part of our adventure. Now also, they do the thing where they do little creatures in a big world, in a big giant world, which is again funny, but everything, I mean every creature, every living being wants to kill them. Farmers want to kill them, dogs and cats want to kill them. No one that doesn't kill the friendly bird that they find along the way. Also, I'm sure that many people are famous in this movie for the voices, but the only two voices I know from this movie are John Hurd and Roy Kinnear from the Willy Wonka movie. He played Mr. Salt, Veruca's father. But that's bad. I can't call anybody else. Sorry. So then they passed by this on this road with man-thing room, cars, and we see the first sign that this movie is not meant for children, young children, because they show roadkill and they show bloody and pasty and all that. Also, not a good image for little kids to watch. Especially if they have their pets killed that way. Not good. So anyway, that and the fact that when they portray the characters, they portray them as more of realistic, photorealistic cartoon rabbits, rather than say Thumper or say Bugs Bunny or Lola Bunny, for example. I thought about talking about the movie Space Jam for the little review for Easter, but then again, I thought that'd be more appropriate for my birthday. That's what I do. Plus, it's more of a holiday type thing anyway, for their own religion and their own favorite being like a Moses standing for bunnies. So anyway, they have they end up coming to another warren with the rabbits in charge of real friendly. They offer them food that they can give them. Now I don't know the food implied to be poisoned or whatever, but there are definitely tripwires around where Bigwig actually gets caught in one. And this is one of the first times that you see that this is not meant for little kids, because they show that Bigwig gets almost choked to death by a tripwire, and the others to save his butt. And the thing is that it'd be one thing if they just show him like choking a little bit, someone dying and stuff, and I live and stuff. But no, they actually show him breathing heavy. They show the blood, they show a little bit of foam around the mouth. A little bit too much, if you ask me. And it's like, wow. I didn't know that these chaps caused that much pain, suffering, and almost near death. So then they ran away from it. They ran away from the war, and being that they're kind of spooked into being kind of creepy, and that they don't want them to pull off fish, even those are like, I don't want to do it, you guys, you newcomers. So then they find that nice little farm in which they have a dog and a cat, and they have the bunnies over there. They need to have females to breed with. Kind of weird. They all find out how weird that is. So anyway, it's like, come with us, come be our sex slaves. And that's it. We can go out, with the cat would get us and stuff. But if the cat does try to get them, the wild rabbits escape in time. So during the course, they go to the promised land, this big tree area, and not before they ran into the Nazi bunnies. Run by General Woundwort. This guy's like a fun for a villain because he's how should I put this? He looks like General Scar from the Evil Connie cartoon show. When I mean Resort and the other I mean Scar Tissue. And he's big bunny, big bad bunny, and he's so combat oriented that he even give Bigwig a run for his bunny. And yeah, he does. And yeah, he's very scary, very intimidating. Got scars, kind of scar tissue over his body, and he even attacks other bunnies without provocation. He rips out their throats. For little kids, this movie is excellent for little kids. Because General Woundwort, you just see him, and he Woundwort, plushy toys, completely blood around the lips, for him too. And yeah, I could see that happening. I could really see that happening. You make a portion of it. But I'm sure that there are Woundwort plus toys out there, but I'm not gonna go near that because that's creepy little shit. But what's more important is that he rules over his little warren like when I'm fist, when I claw. That the bunnies have to do a certain round of watch. You have to watch a certain time. You have to be there at a certain time. And those more or less like concubines in the warren, and that whoever if he gives service to somebody, let's say Bigwig, for example, Bigwig can have a choice of whoever he wants. And so with General can take whatever he wants. So yeah, it's pretty you're pretty well what they try to do with General Woundwort and the other buddies in the group too. And at one point, they also meet up with the bunnies from the original warren, and they tell them what happened to it with the land developers and stuff. He said that the developers stuffed dirt into the holes of the warren, that there was no escaping what was coming, and then they put dynamite or something in the ground, poison maybe, and they show all the bunny rabbits getting pushed all together into a corner and then made into a spirit form So for a little kid to watch this movie was traumatizing at most. So I was disgusted when I saw it, and I saw it when I was like 30 years old or something like that. So yeah, I could just imagine how many tears and how much screaming there were when there were little kids in the movie theater watching this little masterpiece of culture. And then they showed the bunny that escaped this genocide, if you will, of his own warren, and he children just collapsed and died right there, to being scratched up to boot. So he died, and then he met by the Black Bunny, which is supposed to be like their signature of death, the Grim Reaper, but he's drawn to be more or less like a Black Racer from the DC universe, like that takes all the speeches to heaven. So that's funny. So then they show that the rabbit's main friend to a sinkhole, which I have no idea what accent that the sinkhole is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Russian or something, but I don't know. The sinkhole has kind of brain damage. That's the best I could put it. Got brain damage. So whenever he speaks, it's like gibberish. Like a blathering idiot to speak. So that's pretty funny. But they use him for as a spy in the air. In return, they mend his wing and give him food. And it's very good. Toward the end of the movie, they become friends. And they use him to attack the other bad bunnies in the environment. So, they use him for a recon type thing to get in a plane, which is like really clever. So, they use him to locate more female rabbits. He can't find anything. So, when they go back to the original hutch, get rabbits from the farm, but they can't get it because the dog is there, so the cat patrolling everywhere. And when the cat tried to chase down the rabbits, the owner said, No, you're not a kitty. Let them go. And this is funny because I used to have a bunny rabbit, and my own cat got to him and killed him. So how did the cat know that the bunnies that are the farmers are in fact the farmers, not wild rabbits or anything like that? Or did I just get a very stupid cat that thought that everything was fair game? Anyway, that's off the table. Getting those rabbits played with are off the table. But then, if you ever think about coming up with another solution of getting the rabbits from the Nazi camp or warring and getting them to come with them, is a fair backward idea. Anyway, they have to go back to the camp and convince the bunny does to go with them. So they have Bigwig be like trying to get on the general's good side, and he learns about the borough, the schedule of everybody, and that. So eventually, they do like a prison break where the general has to step in and try to capture the escapees himself, and then we're about to throw to the people who escaped. Kind of like that's kind of defeating the purpose of rescuing and then taking back with you, isn't it? Yeah, if you can kill all the escapees, what's the point of even going out? It's like the general told him, like, anybody can have them. If he can't have them, nobody else can. So this kind of brings me up to the question of, if the bunny goes with the general, not by choice, basically sex slaves. But isn't that kind of the same thing if you go with with Bigwig and the others? You're still having sex with them, but doing it on your own terms. Kind of like it's kind of like the general. It's kind of like Charlie Manson and it's like all these lower what's the one? Droogies. Yeah, like orange. So anyway, the plan actually works out pretty well because what's his name? They escape over a river using a little boat, and they use the bird to actually dive bomb on top of the general to distract him enough from Bigwig's attack, so that everyone's able to escape in the rowboat. Kind of clever, but I like the way all the naughty bunnies line up on the train tracks, like as like a final march and final push and stuff. And that's pretty clever, making rabbits into a good, terrifying, intimidating force of nature. So anyway, the general wants to get the bunnies back because he's horny, and he knows where they are. They're in the promised land, but the thing is that the big tree that they're in is like a strategic location up on the hill so that they can see everything and they can warn people about the intruders. And they got the bird that beat airborne surveillance to the area too. So anyway, they have that, and that's a pretty good location. So the general takes a bunch of his own forces, 2 or 3 of his own forces, and tries to invade the New Warren, if you will. And Trevor and the others come up with another plan. Get that dog from the farm to help them out, even at General Ward, because the bunnies can't do it by themselves. So anyway, they end up using strategy by burying Big under like an inch of dirt. And then they have the other bunny using the their claws and the paws to actually stuff up their own tunnels. Like they could tunnel with that song from like 1.5. So they end up doing that to dissuade any intruders coming in the burrow and destroying the sensitive doors and everything. So we know that the general is so big and massive that if he gets into someone, he can whip at everyone by ripping out their throats and swing them that way. So anyway, they have the general come out with 2 or 3 other Nazi bunnies with lots of command, and then they end up fighting him. And when the general gets on top of the spot where Bigwig is, Bigwig ambushes him and pushes him aside. And once the other rabbits, including some runners, are trying to go back to the farm to get the dog's attention. So, anyway, the Trevor actually prays to the god Crit for help and guidance. He said, "I'm not helping you. You are your own kid. Thanks a lot, Mr. God. Well, someone praise you." So anyway, the Trevor gets on top of the dog pen, cuts the rope with gnawing, not the rope with a pin. A runner is over there saying, "Hey, you stupid dog, come get me." So the dog chases him, and he slams the rope into a tree. And you see, the dog actually almost rabbit trying to get this rabbit. Like, you see the jewel come off with his fangs and everything. It's very scary. To a little kid, that must have been terrifying. And they actually show at one point one of the other bunnies being shot. Not dying, of course, but just being shot and dragging himself to a pipe or something to die. I find that very funny. Get caught in a tripwire, can survive that as a rabbit, almost dying, but then you can survive being shot with a bullet. Talk about your Zika boost. You almost die from a tripwire, but you can survive being shot by a bullet. That's some weird plot on shit right there. So anyway, dog chases the one runner, and then another runner is over there saying, "Hey, you stupid prick dog, come and get me." So the dog ends up losing the scent of the one rabbit, goes after another one. I think that it's implied that the dog probably gets the same rabbit, but it's kind of stupid because a dog needs to tell different one rabbit and then another one. So anyway, the dog chases them, and then very delicately he shows what happens when the 2 lesser commanding Nazi rabbits are soldiers and meeting up with dog, and the dog taking him in the mouth, ripping him to shreds, tossing the body over, and very easily got taken out over the other one too. And then you hear the other rabbit being scared and saying, running away from thinking, dog would kill them all. And then General Woundwood says, "You cowards, dogs are not to be afraid, not to be scared of." And then he actually gets out of the burrow and feeds the dog head on and tries to kill the dog head on with his rabbit fangs and his rabbit-like face and everything. For kids. And they made the fight into like a myth. Like, we're so brave for a dog. But we don't know if he survived or not. We would like to think that that the general would like that we made him into like a myth and stuff. But and we would like to think that he thinks that it's like good, that it's ambiguous. But we and everybody else knows that the dog versus the rabbit, come on, no matter how big or fierce that rabbit is, he's gonna become dead. He's gonna be like hustling after stew for this dog. Because the dog's got teeth, he got like the instinct, and he's 5 times the size of a rabbit. So anyway, you say that from now on, there will be a home tree. And that home tree, because of the safety, where they will raise all the rabbits to like 10,000 generations. You see all the little bunnies and all the little bunny whores over there. And it's funny because I'm sure like my work here is done. And I'm still very tired. So then he talks to the black ghost rabbit. He's like, "Do you know me? I don't know who you are, forever." He said, "I'm looking at you at all. Who are you again?" "Oh yeah, the black rabbit. Is it time already?" So then he's like, "Come on. Your time has come. There are people on the other side that wait for it, that very happy to see you." And then he just dies right there, and his spirit is happily going with the rabbit back to bunny paradise with 21 virgin rabbits just for him. So yeah, the last part got me kind of teary-eyed because it kind of made me think of like all the people who it's time for them to pass on and such. And it's like a real conversation that a person would have with the Grim Reaper, with anybody else, with any other death deity, if they exist. But being friendly with the person that's about to die, comforting them, and got lots of friends over there on the other side that will be nice to you and waiting for you and such. So yeah, it's kind of nice to see this little religion being made just for rabbits. And like what they portray a fold of dead bodies in this movie. anything about what happened to bad bunnies. Maybe the mean the rabbits do for Elmo Fudge or something like that. But yeah, this movie is very odd. Not meant for children. It's not like a Peter Cottontail type thing, or like a Peter Rabbit type thing, or anything super adorable that shows the rabbits fighting and getting all bloodied and scratched up, and then show the eyes get wide and red, and then they show like souls of rabbits being destroyed. Just very bloody and very disturbing and creepy, and you would never expect real rabbits to go through all this stuff. And let's see, I could swear to you that when I first saw this movie, that the rabbits were rabbits. They had rabies, because all the mouths were bloody and all foamy and all that. So I thought that there was rabies involved. It was so creepy as well. Much more so than Animal Farm or anything for that with animals. They did a good job with anthropomorphizing the animals, but it was just very disturbing. I also enjoyed in the end when Trevor was trying to get away from the dog in the first one, the farm animal. The second time, the cat got him again. This time she was about to kill him, but the owner eventually got the cat to the point that he told him to shoo from killing the rabbit, which is actually pretty good. The rabbit got his butt kicked again by humans. Somebody that's meant to harm rabbits too. So this movie is very cool and far as atomically correct animals fighting it out. But like I said, not a movie meant for children. It would have been funny to see what would happen if you took a little kid to see this movie at theaters and then crying and screaming at the end of it. I would like to hear from the audience members if you guys saw this as little children and what your reaction to it, and how much would the therapy bills. Also, is there anyone out there that can confirm whether real rabbits do all this stuff? I mean, I know about the horns, I know about the dogs, I know about this and that, but do they really have to kind of like a militaristic society with like defenders and helpless dogs and that kind of thing? And will they actually rip out other throats? Yeah, that's really interesting. And I like the whole thing about General Woundwort being like the bad guy that just wants to get laid too. In fact, it comes good. I think that there's power between the first Bunny and General Woundwort, and that they don't want to move from the dens for many seasons, many purposes. Many the bunnies and making more bunnies in the new home tree area, which remind me of at me gets for the having relations with your own relations. That could be an issue too. And I like the way he showed that the bird ends up coming back to them and you know, being friendly with them until it's too old to do that anymore. Kind of like real life, like you got friends that stay with you forever and ever until the weekend determine you can't do it anymore. So anyway, this move was pretty fun, and I think you watching my video on Watership Down from 1978, based on a book by Richard Atkins. And by the way, I have no idea why he called it Watership Down. I have no idea why he called it that. That might have been the name of the borough in the first part of the movie. I can't tell you the reason for that. But yeah, I did this movie for Easter 2026. I'll do a little Netflix mini-series next year where they took the 1.5 hour movie and they stripped that to be over 4 hours for a 4 episode type thing. Almost 4 hours. I did this movie my happy piece, seal approval, with the caveat: do not show this to young children. They will get scared, they will be traumatized, they will hate bunnies. And now continue. If you like what you see here and you want to see more of my videos and such, you can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also contact me for future information on my videos by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707, or you can follow me on Twitter or X at PNelsonPro. Also, you can get my email at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, as anyone that likes these type of movies, dark and twisted and disturbing cartoons meant for older children from Britain, for places, all the people like nature and rabbits, and yeah. So the circle life indeed. And I'll tell you, that's so funny to see it again. This movie definitely has its reputation, and well deserved too, because I was in Brooklyn at first, but it's not easy for them to do. So bravo on that. Anyway, yeah, and definitely recommend checking it out. Anyway, peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Interland. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao. Venus, Arvidenti. A happy Easter, everyone.